Hello, everyone. I'm back again. My name is Landon Richard, and I'm the host of Red Day 2022. Let's make some noise. Let's stand up and holler. Alrighty. Yeah, the confetti. I love the confetti. So, guys, I have some special guests here from the College of Arts and Sciences. How are y'all doing today? Good.
Excellent.
Awesome. Alrighty, so I'm going to ask you a few questions. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Great.
Awesome. Okay, first up. So can you tell us a little bit about the College of Arts and Sciences?
So we're all here from different departments, and so my name's Jenny Thedford. I'm the coordinator of recruitment for the Dishman School of Nursing. So, we kind of stay in our own building because we're kind of busy over there. We tend to be distracted by our own little world, but we are definitely part of the arts and sciences, and I'm glad to be here today.
Well, thanks for coming.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Shelton. I'm an associate professor in the psychology department and the chair of the psychology department. And our interaction with the rest of the college is mostly through our graduate program. We have a professional clinic that provides services to all members of the community, both in Lamar as well as the community at large. So that's our contribution to the College of Arts and Sciences.
Hi, my name is Phil Cole. I'm the chair of the physics department, and I'm also a professor. And our interaction is that we teach everybody in engineering and the sciences physics. We carry the highest number of courses for the people in STEM. And in STEM, in physics, is the foundation of all things science and engineering. And so what one does in modern biology, with nursing, solving things in COVID, trying to understand how the atom works, understanding how black holes collide with gravitational waves, doing applications for detecting methane, for example. We get grant money for this, and we work with engineers, biologists, and anybody else who wants to work with us.
Awesome.
I'm J.P. Nelson. I'm an associate professor of political science. And the College of Arts and Sciences, of course, most of the academic core, which is the required general set of classes people take to get a well-rounded education, is through our college. And in political science, we teach two classes that everybody is required to take. We have both of the American government and state government classes. So we're the foundation for, the civics education that the undergraduate students get. And our graduate program is going through some changes as well. It migrated online a few years back. It was actually before COVID, because we were having trouble getting enough in-person students for classes, but we're starting to bring an in-person element back into our Master of Public Administration program as well, so we're doing that too.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you guys for coming here again. Now I'm going to go on to my next question. Alrighty. So, what does it mean to your college and your students to have the incredible support of donors like we see on Red Day?
Well, I guess I'm holding the microphone, so we'll pass back that way.
Yeah.
One good example from my department that pertains to donations is our moot court program, which most of the political science majors are pre-law. Not all of them are, of course, but most of our majors want to go to law school. And moot court is a way they can compete with teams from other universities, completing tasks that are relevant to that. And our moot court team has done really well in recent years, and that program is financed through donations. So that's one example of where it's really helpful. And we've had some students in recent years get some great placements. Katie McCall, for example,
That's my friend.
was one of our alumni. She worked in our office as well during her time here, but she was a great political science major and a great student, and she has a full ride at Texas Tech Law School right now. So that's, we do a lot with donations. Donations are very helpful. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Donations really leverage our research monies. And so our department does well in getting extramural grants, but we cannot get these extramural grants without having support from the community. And that's, of course, getting students, but also one thing that we do or have done is that with the monies donated, that we would give an extra $1,500 per semester to a student majoring or dual majoring in physics. And so if they get at least an A or B in the first two courses, university physics. So what does this mean? They can double major. And we have students double majoring in electrical engineering. We have students double majoring in mechanical engineering, chemical engineering. So I said a lot of engineering, but also mathematics and computer science. And so this is really an add-on attraction. And having a degree in physics is very useful in terms of finding jobs, because if you have a good background in physics, then you can go on and get many good jobs. Of course, I'm pushing physics, but I can't help myself. But donations are good. We like them, and we use them primarily for students.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll reiterate the same thing. We use donations primarily to provide scholarship money for mostly our graduate students. And the most important thing about that is in our graduate program in applied psychology, one of our two tracks, we have industrial organizational and clinical psych. our clinical psych track, we're trying to increase enrollment in that. And one of the big predictors of who shows up into our program is what kind of financial aid we can give them. And so we rely in part on donations to supply that. And it's really critical at a time like this because, you know, coming out of the pandemic, mental health has never seen such a need as it does now. And a lot of people, particularly in Texas, Texas is acutely affected this way, don't have access to the services they need. And one of the nice things about our clinic is it provides those services to anybody who needs them for free. It's the only place around that'll do that. And so the more students that we can bring in, and as part of their training they work in that clinic, the more of those services we can provide. And then hopefully they also stay in the area and then go into private practice. So we feel like with the donations that we receive, we can really give back. I mean, think of it as an investment in the community, not just, you know, writing a check, but that will be paid back to the Beaumont area much more than the initial donation. So they really goes a very long way.
So the School of Nursing, for anyone who doesn't know, was the first endowed department on campus. And so we're very proud of our donors. We know our donors closely, the ones that we already have. Ms. Dishman is the name that's on our building, and we love her, and we're so glad she can still be engaged with our students because they do so need assistance. Our program is not easy, and our students need resources, and kind of, you know, feeding off of what he mentioned about resources for our students, not only do they need like equipment, modules at home to practice skills, which is very expensive, they need resources just to, you know, buy books. And we have a very unique, wonderfully diverse population of students, and we want to support them and help them be successful. And that's what we need for them, is to give them those resources. We also have a fabulous simulation center that is very high tech, requires basically like building a hospital inside our building. So if you guys haven't been there, you should come by. It's really cool.
I think I've seen that before because one of my friends was a nursing major. So.
Yes, and so it's a place that's a safe environment for our students to have hospital experiences in a safe environment where they can make mistakes and it's risk-free, except for maybe their feelings. So it's so amazing. We're close to becoming accredited in that area, which is very unique. There's very few accredited simulations in the United States, like maybe less than 10. And so we would have this wonderfully accredited resource, and of course that's very expensive. We have mannequins that are like $500,000 a piece that need to be updated, and again, all for our students' sake. Not to mention undergraduate and graduate research. So we have tracks for RN to BSN, master's track in administration and in teaching, and then our students themselves that all do research themselves. And of course, we want to give to them to support that. So.
Awesome. Well, I have one final question for you guys, okay? What is something that you absolutely love about Lamar University?
I think it's probably our diverse students and our unique students. We get to see and experience those populations merge and work together and learn from each other right in the classroom. We don't have to necessarily go out in the world to find it because we have so many wonderfully diverse students. And I think I love that part about Lamar. I think that's the part that really makes us special.
I think for me, it's about access. I know that's a mission that Lamar's had for a long time, is we want to provide access to people who normally might not have access to this level of education. And I was lucky enough to come here straight out of graduate school, and from day one, my mission was I want to teach students. I mean, I want to do research too, but I want to be in a classroom in front of students, talking to them, engaging them, getting them excited, and hopefully helping them grow as individuals. And at Lamar, you get that opportunity that you might not get as a student at a more so-called well-known school. I have students walk into my office all the time, even outside of office hours, say, look, I need some help with this. Say, all right, have a seat, let's go. So, and I love that. And I think at Lamar, you have that opportunity. You can have those one-on-one relationships, whereas at other places, that might not necessarily happen as often as you would like.
Right.
Well, I fully agree with what Jeremy has to say, and I'm going to say something else too. We have about 500,000 people in this community, and this is the Golden Triangle. So we have Orange, Port Arthur, and Beaumont, and we are a destination university for the people in the community, and we offer things at a reasonable price. I mean, when I talk about that students can come here, they don't have to go into an incredible debt. They have very good professors here, and we're very research active in the College of Arts and Sciences. Physics pulls in about $1 million a year. I believe by chemistry about $100,000 a year, nursing about $1 million a year, and I have some other, and computer science $1 million a year. That's pretty big money. And so what does that mean for students? It means that they can actually find jobs. And we also provide jobs where they can go to labs, national labs. And so we sent 3 students to Jefferson Lab. We sent students to Germany 3 years ago for COVID, for study abroad, to work at a national lab there, well, international lab. And so Lamar affords all these wonderful opportunities for the local community. And so with the diversity, being a minority serving school really helps and builds up. One other thing I wanted to say is that there are about 9,000 degrees per year, in bachelor degrees per year in physics in the United States. About 500 are in Texas, and 2 years ago we graduated 14 majors, which was a little bit better than 1 in 50 in the entire state of Texas. And so we can build from that, and this is what we offer.
All right, I'll try to add some additional commentary, but I think that my colleagues here have said some really important things as well. I think that Lamar's strengths include its diversity, where students are getting to meet people from many different backgrounds, interests, walks of life, etc. And also the access we have, that, you know, students are able to come to us one-on-one. We don't have these, well, there are some large, you know, auditorium type classes, but that's the exception, not the rule. Even in some of your core classes, like I've taught students in Intro to American Government who have come to me about very specific things they want to research, and I've seen just those light bulbs go off in terms of what they wanted to. And I actually have a publication with a former student who was an engineering major who just was really interested in something and worked with me and another colleague. And so diversity and access, but also I would say potential on top. That's something that I guess is conditioned by both those things. And I mean, literally me, I'm a Lamar alumnus as well. I went to a junior college first, but I finished my bachelor's here in 2004, and I was working on research as an undergrad and even got to go to a conference with Dr. Tom Sowers, who's now my supervisor. You know, I've sort of come back and I'm at the front of the room now, I guess. So, I mean, but no, it's good, man. I wanted it, and I'm, you know, kind of a testimony to that. And there's several other faculty within the arts and sciences. I'm not going to like single people out right now, but there's some of them who have done the same thing, and it's a great place that helps people develop their potential. And if it, not only within my field, I mean, I've had students come to me who had interests in other things, and I've tried to gravitate them toward that because, you know, there are a lot of great faculty at Lamar who really want to help these students. And I think that sort of sums it up.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. Guys, if you haven't given yet, please do so. You've heard what we do with these donations. And guys, we just want to say thank you for all the contributions that you have made thus far. But you can head to the website. It's lamar.edu/redday, or give us a phone call at 409-880-7498. Again, that's 409-880-7498. And let me go ahead and give you a few updates. Yes, yay! Make some noise. We're standing up and hollering here today. Alrighty, so we have a total of 326 donations. Isn't that just great? We're getting closer to reaching our goal of 500. Yes, make some noise in here. And okay, so we have $257,192 that have been donated thus far. You guys are doing phenomenal. Last year, we had raised a total of $120,000. I'm pretty sure, you know, we've most definitely surpassed that number. And we have a total of 391 gifts. I just think that is great. So keep up the great work. Alrighty, next up, I'm going to be interviewing Dr. Boone. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Well, yeah, give her a hand clap, guys. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. It's truly an honor to have you sit here with me so I can ask you a few questions.
Sure.
Alrighty, so first up, so can you tell us from your perspective about the College of Arts and Sciences?
Well, I love the College of Arts and Sciences because it's everything. And because you have the sciences, but then you have the liberal arts.
Right.
You also have nursing. And what I like to think about with the arts and sciences is that we're the college of imagination. And I don't think people think about that as much, but obviously being a history professor, you know, the ability to imagine the past, we work with the imagination, or the imagination that you need to imagine a different world, right? That comes from history. And that's also in literature, but people don't realize in science too, the ability to imagine space, or to imagine the shape of molecules. You know, the work goes on in the imagination, and I feel like that's what the College of Arts and Sciences is all about.
I love what you just said. Alrighty, now my next question is, what does it mean to your college and your students to have the incredible support of donors like we see on Red Day?
Well, it means the world. Well, for one thing, we feel loved. You know, it makes us feel loved, and it makes us feel like what we're doing is important. And we want to pass that love on to our students, and we want our students to feel loved. And so, I mean, I could tell you concrete things about what we would do with the money in the history department. Well, we would give scholarships and assistantships to our graduate students so that we can train not only just, you know, historians, but a new generation of educators. And some of our students go on to law school, some of them go on to journalism, some of them go into public service. And we feel that history is about leadership and just allowing students to get that perspective on what motivates people and what gets things done and what's worked and what hasn't in the past, so that, you know, you can build the future.
Now, my final question for you is, what has been your most memorable moment here at Lamar University? I'm sure you have a lot, but what's been your most memorable?
Well, that's a hard one, but I just got out of class and I'm teaching the French Revolution. And we play a game in the class. So we have our students break off into factions, radical factions versus moderate factions. There's a king, and then they fight it out. And this is actually a national curriculum that we used. It was started at Columbia and Barnard College, and so it's legit, right? I mean, it's not. But at any rate, one time, that's the class I just came out of, actually. But one time I had this class, and what it consists of is students giving speeches, you know. And everybody in the class thought that they were going to just blow it off. And so, you know, they came up to the podium. I'll just have to imitate it. And they gave their speech, and I believe in the blah, 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 and then they left. And then one young man came up, and he came to the podium, and he slammed his fist on the podium, and he said, "You're all going down." and this is why we're establishing a democracy and all of this stuff. And everybody just, you know, their mouths dropped, like, we're going to have to take this seriously now. And of course it was pandemonium and all of that. But that the student told me that he had never considered himself talented in public speaking until the class.
Wow. And
that very year he introduced, in front of everybody in Beaumont, it was 2008, he introduced Michelle Obama.
Wow.
So that was really special. And now he's you know, he's in Dallas now. He went to the Harvard School for Public Service, the Kennedy School, straight from Lamar. And now he's running for public office.
That's just
so
awesome.
I
Wow.
know.
That is, yeah, hand clap, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you for sharing your most memorable moment. And I want to say thank you for being here today with me, Dr. Boone. Alrighty, guys, if you haven't given yet, it's not too late. I've said it 1,000 times. You can go to lamar.edu/redday, or you can give us a phone call at 409-880-7498. Alrighty, we'll check in here soon.